So let me start off and say that I find it very hard to believe that years of money printing could spawn a secular bull market in stocks. However, when I look at the long-term charts, this has a very similar look to the last two secular bull markets. So you can see here we've got a sideways consolidation phase here after the 29 crash. Market went nowhere for almost 20 years, and then we got a breakout and a secular bull market. This bull market was driven by a couple of new industries: electronics, plastics, and mass production. Uh, at some point, the market gets overvalued and overbought, and then you get another sideways period of time where valuations come back in, and the market goes nowhere for, in this particular instance, about 15 years. And then you get a new driver for the next bull market. And in this case, in the 80s and 90s, no surprise, it was the personal computer and the internet. And you can see here that as this bull market, driven by plastics and electronics, started, the Kopek curve was coming from an oversold level and rising as the bull market progressed. And once we went into this extended sideways consolidation bear phase, the Kopek curve came back down to an oversold level. And again, once the next bull market, driven by the computer and the internet, began, Kopek curve turns up and is rising for many years as that bull market progresses. And then again, we've got another one of these sideways bear phases where the market digests the overvaluation at this top. Kopek curve comes down, gets oversold, and now, as hard as I find it to believe, this looks very similar. Matter of fact, it looks exactly like the last two secular bull markets: electronics and plastics, computer and internet. Got a breakout from this multi-year sideways consolidation. Kopek curve is oversold and turning up. I'm going to say that there's probably a decent possibility that this actually is a new secular bull market. It's going to be driven by exponential advances in the tech sector in general, specifically robotics, biotech, assuming that Washington doesn't damage the sector, transportation, autonomous cars, and who knows, what humanity is going to discover in the years ahead. But with all the talk of a market crash anytime now, lots of perma bears have been calling for a crash for the last 9 years, and in the meantime, this looks to me like we are breaking out of a bear phase, no different than the 70s and early 80s, no different than the 30s and 40s, and the market is starting another secular long-term bull market. So while my first thought is that we are probably getting ready for some kind of a parabolic blow-off top driven by all those years of QE, I am fully prepared to be wrong on that assumption, and instead of a parabolic bubble, we are just starting a new multi-year, multi-decade bull market driven by unforeseen as of right now advances in technology. And if that's the case, then yes, there are going to be plenty of ups and downs along the way. But if this is anything at all like the last two secular bull markets, then we are not going to get a top until this Copic curve on the yearly charts cycles back up to an overbought condition, and that is going to take another 15 to 20 years before that condition is achieved.